I want to share this with you. This is something that most of us never really understood. Most of us really don't read far enough to get the full message of what the Lord is saying. It's about the 10 servants. We know all about the 10 servants, or maybe not. Luke 19, 12 to 27. Luke 19, verses 12 through 27. He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. Now, take note. Anytime the Bible says a certain man, it is talking about a real live person, not a make-believe character or comic book hero. A certain man. Verse 13. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds. The amount is not important. He called his 10 servants, delivered them 10 pounds. He said unto them, occupy until I come. But his citizens hated him and sent a message after him, saying, we will not have this man to reign over us. Verse 15. And it came to pass that when he had returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading. The first came, saying, Lord, your pound has gained 10 pounds. Remember, 10 pounds, 10 servants. The first one came and said, Lord, your pound has gained 10 pounds. And he said unto him, well, thou good servant, because you have been faithful in a very little, you will have authority over 10 cities. The second one came and said, Lord, your pound has gained 5 pounds. And the nobleman said, you also will have authority over 5 cities. And another one came and said, Lord, here's your pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin, because I was afraid of you, because you are an austere man. You take up that which you didn't lay down, and you reap where you did not sow. Now remember that there were 10 servants, but only 3 showed up to give an account of what they had done. All 10 had been called to account. Only 3 showed up. Where were the others? They were with the citizens who hated the king. Remember that. Verse 22. And he said unto them, out of your own mouth will I judge you, you wicked servant. You knew that I was an austere man, a hard man, that I took up where I didn't put down, and I reaped where I didn't sow. If therefore you didn't even put my money in the bank, that at my coming I might have required my own money with interest, access denied. What the nobleman said was this: if you knew that I was going to be like what you said, then you knew what was expected from you, but you refused to do even the minimal amount that you knew I would require. Verse 24. This is where it gets interesting. This is where most of us have stopped reading, but let's continue. Verse 24. And he said unto them that stood by, take from him the pound, and give it to him that has 10 pounds. And they said unto him, but Lord, he already has 10 pounds. Check this out. Equal opportunity, but not equal outcomes. This king, this nobleman, was not interested in everyone getting the same results. He was interested in every person being the best that they could be. Equality, not equity. Verse 26, for I say unto you that everyone which has shall be given, and from him that has not, even that he has shall be taken away from him. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring them here and kill them in front of me. Not only were the nobleman's enemies killed, but so were the 8 servants. Access denied. Remember, there were 10 servants. 10 servants were given the same amount. 10 were called to account. 3 showed up. 2 were profitable. 1 was not. And even though he showed up, he was killed along with the other 7 servants who refused to show up and the enemies of the king. Access denied. So what about the Lord's Supper of the Lamb? What about the church today? What about you? The invitation has been sent out. Maybe you have accepted the original invitation to attend. Maybe you gave your heart to the Lord at some point in the past. But are you ready? The second invitation has been sent out to get ready because everything has been prepared. This second invitation included time to learn more about the ways of the Lord, a time to spend with others who had also received their invitation to attend. But are you ready? Or have you ignored the second invitation as well? And are you wearing those robes of righteousness that the King has offered you? Or are you just going to try to sneak in and show up just as you were? Will you hear the King say, welcome, come on in? Or will you hear access denied? No matter what else happens, the day of the wedding feast will happen. The church will never end. The question is, will you be there? It's up to you. Daniel 4, verse 3. Old Testament, book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 3. How great are his signs, and how mighty are his wonders. His kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and his dominion is from generation to generation. Going back to as in the days of Noah that we have been referring to in these episodes, get in the boat. Stay in the boat until you have been called out of the boat. Going back to Egypt and the Passover of the angel of death. Get in the house. Stay in the house until you have been called out of the house. Going back to the church, get back into the presence of God. Get ready for the wedding feast of the Lamb and his bride, the church. And stay there until you are called out. Do not let your access be denied. It is time to rethink what you have been taught. It is time to separate the wheat from the tares. The Apostle Paul said, when I was a child, I thought as a child, but now I'm an adult. It's time to revisit what I think I remember, what I think I was taught, what I have not thought about for many years in my life. Get ready. Do not have your access denied.